Yes.
Okay. So given the statements, the first statement P of x is less than 4. And the second statement is that x is less than 7. We have that we have that Q is a sufficient condition for P. Oh, so we just have to keep track of what does sufficient mean. It means that if Q is true, then P is true. So Q implies P. B. So A is the statement that Q implies P. And B is a statement that P implies so if P is a necessary condition for Q, that means that oh, sorry, I have the phone going. I'm just going to go answer the phone. Pronto? Okay, so then P is a necessary condition for Q, means that whenever Q is true, it means that P has to be true as well. It's not possible for P not to be true and for Q to be true as well. All right, so P needs to be the case in order for Q to hold. And then C, P is a sufficient condition for Q, means that if P is true, then Q is true. And then P is a necessary and sufficient condition for Q, means that they're equivalent. The conditions P and Q are equivalent. Yeah. And so, right. So with these two statements, which one of them implies the other? Does one of them imply the other?
Maybe B.
Okay, but is it the case that P implies Q, or Q implies P, or which one is which? Okay, here I can write here. So if x is less than 4, does that mean that it's also less than 7?
Yes.
All right, so this is like saying that P. Why is this not working? I don't know why. Okay, what I want to say is that P implies Q. I'm just going to write it here. Okay, so P implies Q. So that's what the situation is here. Okay, so if P implies Q, it means that it means two things. P is a sufficient condition for Q, and it also means that Q is a necessary condition for P. All right, so P implies Q is the same as, I'm just going to write it here. Let me just move this over here. Okay, so this means that P is a sufficient condition for Q. And the other way of saying it is that Q is a necessary condition for P. All right, so this is whenever you have something like this, whenever you have some kind of implication, the thing that implies the other thing is called a sufficient condition for the other thing. And the thing that is implied is a necessary condition for the first thing. And it's a necessary condition. Okay, so it's a necessary condition because if it's not true, then the first thing cannot possibly be true. All right. Okay, so given that P implies Q, because if X is less than 4, it's definitely less than 7. Right? So if P is Q, then Q is definitely true. If we rewrite, so that means P implies Q, and so we can interpret that as P is a sufficient condition for Q, or else Q is a necessary condition for P. So which of these answers is going to be the relevant one?
C.
Yeah, exactly. So that's going to correspond to C, and so that's why the answer there is going to be C. Oops, how come this is not writing? C. All right. Any more questions about that?